Chapter 23. An Audience with the Olympians. The Pegasi alighted at the doors of the palace on Olympus. The 4 half-bloods slid off the horses' backs. Percy talked to Blackjack, and soon the Pegasi were soaring back towards camp. Percy stared after them. "We'll find our own way back." Allie gazed at the doors to the palace, hearing loud voices within. "If we ever get back." Percy turned back towards the palace and sighed. Right. They walked forward into the massive, elegant court of the gods. Walking down the corridor, the raised voices grew louder to meet them. Finally, they stopped in a huge room with 12 10-foot-tall people arguing amongst themselves. When the gods noticed the 3 heroes, they fell silent. Several were glaring at them. Ares' eyes burned brighter as his gaze settled on Percy. Allie's gaze landed on Artemis. She was still in the form of a 12-year-old girl, and her throne was much too big for her. Dirt was still smeared on her face, and her clothes were torn. The goddess watched Percy intently, with her intense silver eyes, as she defended the Ephialtaris. The Olympians were discussing the option of killing the monster in an effort to prevent Kronos from using it to rise. "We can't just kill it," Percy argued. "It's innocent. It didn't do anything. Its nature is not its fault. We don't choose what we are." He looked at Allie when he said it, and she met his gaze. They stared at each other for a moment before Percy turned back to the gods. "It doesn't deserve to die." Poseidon smiled at him. "My son is right. We can guard the Ephialtaris here." Zeus sighed. "Fine, but you will be responsible for it." Poseidon gave a sly smile and dipped a bow of mock respect. "Of course, brother." Allie couldn't help but giggle. Zeus glared at her. "You have something to say, hero." She met his hard gaze. "Oh, I have plenty, but I doubt you'd appreciate most of it." Zeus clenched his fist like he was going to electrocute her. "Go ahead," she dared him. "Do your worst. You took everything else." Artemis looked ready to jump out of her throne and tackle her father, but before she could, he took a deep breath and lowered himself back into his throne. "As much as I would like to continue our discussion, Miss Breck, we have more important things to discuss." He turned back to Percy and Thalia. "For instance, what shall we do with you?" Ares grinned. "I say we kill them." This triggered another volley of shouts. The Olympians seemed pretty split on the subject. "If I may," Artemis called over the tumult. The other gods quieted. "I may have a way to solve half of our problem." Her gaze scanned the 3 heroes before her. "In light of recent events, I am in need of a new lieutenant." Her gaze settled on Thalia. "If she will accept." To everyone's surprise, Thalia accepted the goddess's offer. She took the oath right then and there, and turned to Percy. "I won't let this prophecy be about me." Percy nodded, but his hands were shaking ever so slightly. Instinctively, Allie grabbed it. He looked at her, and she mouthed the words, "It's okay." He took a deep breath and nodded. She smiled, gave his hand a quick squeeze, and let his fingers slip free of her grasp. After another heated conversation with a lot of threats from Poseidon, the gods voted against killing Percy. Then, naturally, Zeus threw a party. Just to give some perspective, Olympians are the greatest party planners ever. You can't beat a party thrown by the gods. Everybody's happy. Allie walked awkwardly through the crowd. Large groups of people were not her thing. She was looking for a wall she could stand by until the others were ready to leave. Then she bumped into the goddess of the hunt herself. Literally bumped into her. "Sorry," she faltered when she locked eyes with Artemis. "No harm done." Artemis's voice seemed to waver a bit, as if it was hard to see Allie, let alone talk to her. Feeling the need to fill the silence, Allie cleared her throat. "So, you're a kid. I have to say it's a little disturbing." Artemis smirked. "Is it? Perhaps you would prefer another form." Her voice grew richer and more melodic as she grew to the height of an above-average woman with a cascade of lustrous, wavy black hair. Her silver eyes had a blue tinge and seemed to glow like 2 stars. She smiled. Allie stumbled back, her breath caught in her throat. You. She felt tears welling in her eyes. Aliana, Artemis tried. No, she snapped. You don't have the right to use that name. She turned and bolted toward the nearest exit, an arch leading into the palace gardens. Allie? Percy moved to follow her. Wait. Artemis placed a hand on his shoulder. Let me. Percy stared at her. For the first time, she looked like a goddess. He watched as she followed Allie into the gardens, her skin glowing like the moon. Allie paced back and forth past the rose bushes before dropping onto an intricately carved marble bench, her head in her hands. It's a beautiful night, isn't it? A smooth, feminine voice sounded above her. She looked up to find Artemis approaching from the palace. Leave me alone. She stood and walked towards the bushes, crossing her arms over her chest. No, Artemis replied. I'm not going anywhere. Allie whirled to face her. Don't! Don't pretend to care because I know you don't. Artemis took a step towards her. Despite what you may think, I do care. Really? Allie clenched her fists. Is that why you abandoned me? Why you left me to fend for myself? Her voice broke. Allie, no! She cut the goddess off. I waited 10 years for a sign. Anything. I got nothing. Tears streamed down her face. Everyone knew who I was, so why didn't you claim me? Her fists were quivering at her sides. The only people who didn't know were me. She gasped. And your hunters. Artemis's eyes widened. That's why you didn't claim me? Allie seethed. You didn't want your precious hunters to know that you're a hypocrite? You care more about your reputation than your own daughter. Aliana, Artemis tried again. Allie glared at her mother. No! I don't want to hear anything you have to say. She turned and walked back towards the palace, stopping as she passed Artemis. I don't care if you claim me anymore. I don't care what my genetics say you are to me. She met the goddess's gaze. You will never be my mother. With that, she stalked away, leaving Artemis alone in the gardens.